Yo, we are the Grand Couple, and sadly, this is the end of our second Japan series.
No.
It had to end at some point, but we did get a lot of great videos out of our recent trip. It was a lot of fun. I think, while nothing will ever top your first trip to any specific location, it was still a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
It was a ton of fun. It helped, yeah, it's a little exhausting. We did have 2 weeks instead of one, which helped a lot. That's definitely a big tip right there. Go for as long as you can afford it.
Yeah, as long as you can afford it.
It was a ton of fun doing the second series for you, and we thought it would be a lot of fun to put together a little Q&A/tips and tricks, since around this time of year, a lot of people are planning to visit Japan, and hopefully it helps you have a better time in Japan. Mm-hmm. Right? General overall thoughts from this trip, Brittany?
It was awesome.
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one right there.
Japan.
It's Japan. You can't really complain about that, right? If I had to give a solid critique of it, I loved it a lot, but I wish we hadn't gone when we did.
Yeah.
And it's not anything against Japan in particular, but we got hit by not one, but two typhoons.
And it wasn't even typhoon season.
No, it was not. It was in like late October when we were there, and it was a mess.
Yes.
It was pouring rain and like cold, gusty winds everywhere when we arrived, and then it stayed like that pretty much until we left. I gotta say, I'm really glad for my water-resistant backpack, because otherwise we would have lost a lot of very important camera and audio gear.
Don't fly if there's a typhoon. I'm saying that right now.
Oh, that was frightening. Yeah, that turbulence.
When we were leaving Japan was right when the second typhoon hit. That was not a fun trip back home.
Seatbelts.
The
and
plane was
cross your fingers.
Dead silent.
It's never good when literally the whole cabin is so quiet you could drop a pin and you could hear it. Yeah, it was mainly the weather that really messed us up. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah,
it really stopped us from being able to do a lot of like fun vlogging stuff. We wanted to show you a lot of things from outside or even just walking around, and we couldn't. I mean, our gear, at least the camera and stuff, it's weather resistant, but let's be honest, you're not gonna take your very important camera gear out and try to shoot video in the rain.
I mean, you tried doing that with your phone in Harajuku, but even then, like, you have to hold the umbrellas and it's windy.
Akihabara? We shot that whole thing pretty much like all the like walk around bits, at least what little I could include on my phone, and even then it was getting soaked. It actually told me like, hey, there's water in your charging port. You probably shouldn't plug it in anytime soon.
Yeah. Plus, that was the day I actually fell on my butt.
Oh yeah, that wasn't fun either.
And injured my ankle.
That's too bad. The camera wasn't working for that thing. No. There. That was funny though. The maid was like,
there was a maid trying to sponsor a maid cafe, and she like actually broke character and was all like, "Oh my gosh."
She was like, "Daijoubu? Daijoubu?" She's like, "It's okay. You just slipped, and it was like just a little sore."
Don't walk on metal bits that are wet from the rain.
I'll be honest, I'm not really sure about that. It was a really steep, like steel metal ramp it was seriously like almost like a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, it was pretty steep.
Try to schedule your Japan trip around non-typhoon, stormy, rainy seasons.
October is supposed to be a good one.
Maybe you'll have better luck than we did. While we really enjoyed all the Halloween stuff, made it a little tougher for us because it's very seasonal.
Yes.
And because of the only time that we could fit in our trip was the mid to late bits of October. And of course, there's a lot of great Halloween things and prizes and stuff to see and do. But of course, we get back, Halloween's already over.
Yeah.
People don't care.
Very strict time constraints on when we can actually post those videos.
Yeah. And while we'd love to be able to edit and post stuff while we're in Japan, few issues. Our videos take a little bit of work because we have a lot of gear and we tend to spend a little more time on editing this stuff together for you guys. We don't want to just rush out something for you. Second, internet access.
I was going to say, if you weren't going to say it.
Because, I mean... You get free Wi-Fi in your hotel. Good luck uploading stuff over the hotel Wi-Fi.
I mean, if you guys watched our live stream at Everyday UFO, you could see how back and forth the stream got.
And that is on our little pocket Wi-Fi, which is good. They have amazing cell phone internet, which is what those pocket Wi-Fi devices use. They connect to like SoftBank, all those like cell phone companies. Great quality, great speeds, limited data.
Yeah.
So we blow through that in the first few days because pretty high quality, high resolution camera footage right there. And yeah, it just kind of limited us. So we kind of had to rush out a lot of videos. So like, okay, this has a lot of Halloween stuff. And luckily, thankfully, you guys still enjoyed it, even if it's a little late. But there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
So if I was going to go back, at least for our purposes, for, you know, pleasure and filming, probably wouldn't go around October again.
I mean, if you really like, I'll tell you this, because I love Halloween. If you really love Halloween, because Japan is all about, like, seasonal things, and you're just going just for fun, yeah, go right ahead. But for our, like you said, for our purposes,
it's kind of tricky. Unless you are filthy rich and you can stay for like a whole year and just sit there and oh, okay, I don't have to rush out. I can go back at like 5, 6 o'clock. They're like, no, we get up at 6 a.m. We don't get back till past midnight.
Yeah, that's another reason.
Like busting our butts.
Yeah, we'll be out the entire day. So we come back to the hotel to sleep and to clean up and we back out.
Oh yeah, it's just work. That's what my mom and dad always say, is work. That's how it is. But it was so fun regardless. It's just tougher.
Yeah.
Time constraints.
Yeah.
And while we did film a ton, we got a ton done in Japan. 2 weeks. If you saw our first series, we got so much done in like 1 week. So 2 weeks.
2 weeks, we got like twice as much.
We got crazy amounts of footage. But there's still a lot of stuff that we couldn't get for various reasons. Either we filmed a little bit and didn't fit into any specific video just because there wasn't enough to really warrant a whole video, or we just didn't have time or battery to film it in the first place. But one of the things is we did a lot of shopping. So we showed a little bit about Sunshine City Mall. It's really cool.
It's a really great mall.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like a little fancier, but not so fancy that you're like, oh,
like, oh, I can't spend money here.
You're gonna like run my credit score just to like let me in the door?
Plus, it has a Pokemon Center.
Obviously, you gotta get some Pokemon stuff in Japan. But we did do a lot of shopping off camera. We have a few of the things that we wanted to show off.
We both got one, and a lot of people saw you wearing it in a lot of these videos.
I was wearing my white one.
I did because I got hot a lot of the time.
That's right. It got a little warm at points. It was so cute. It's a UFO catcher cat hoodie from, we got in Harajuku from this one shop. I don't remember the name.
I don't remember the name either.
There's so many like little clothing shops.
And I don't have it with me, but I also got a shirt that has this kind of cat on it in sushi form. So if you ever see me wearing a cat sushi shirt, that's also from that store.
Same brand. Yep. It's a cool shop. Really wish we could pick out the name right now. It's like halfway down the street, basically.
Yeah.
I think it's past like one of the crepe shops.
It's got the cat's name is Stippy?
Stippy. I think it's Stippy.
Crazy about Stippy.
It's really cute. It's awesome. That's why we got complimentary hoodies.
And a lot of their stuff in that store is actually like one size fits all or like medium and large. So you just like you'll see it on me. It's like huge, but it's fun.
It's just huge on everyone.
Yeah, it's huge.
Kind of just depends on the fashion and style at the time, because Harajuku is all about fast fashion. And really wish it wasn't pouring rain on us. It was seriously, there was like people's umbrellas getting like blown away. Brittany picked up a random, just plain like white and clear umbrella from 7-Eleven.
Best umbrella ever.
It was an Odaiba, and it survived like everything, but I think 3 days before we went back, I think you put it away in one of the shops. Things. I think that was in Harajuku, too.
Yeah, it was in Harajuku.
It was raining hard again. It wasn't there when we got back.
Yeah. To be fair, they all look the same, like because we got it at 7-Eleven.
Right? Yeah, they always have the same type.
They all had the same type. Mine was white and clear, and a lot of the other ones were black and clear, so I think somebody was just like, yep, all right.
What we should put something, like a ribbon or a sticker or something.
Should have put one of our stickers on it.
There's your little travel tip. Don't lose your umbrella in Japan. Put something on there to differentiate it from the pack. Anyway, more shopping. Sunshine City Mall has a lot of clothing stores, yes?
Yes.
Lots of, like, crazy clothing stores, including this shop called Laundry. So, I don't really care for Supreme. I think it's kind of lame, honestly. Laundry is fun, like, little mall brand, and they had a bunch of different stuff. Weird variety of clothes. Honestly, there was so much stuff. So they had like funny things, kind of poking fun at various clothing brands, including this little jacket. It's pretty cool. I wore it in a few videos. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but not in Japan. It was back here because I did the whole duty-free thing.
Yes, we did the whole duty-free thing this time too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Basically, you end up not paying taxes or duties on the goods you buy, but the downside is that you can't use it in Japan.
Yeah, it has to be kept closed.
It has to be. They'll like tape it, seal it for you. So you just bring it back home, and then you can use it there.
Yep.
But it'll save you a lot because this was seriously, I think it was like $70 or something.
It was a deal though, because if you buy one jacket, you get another one for like 10-15% off or something.
It was a pretty decent discount.
Yeah.
So of course we got two. We had to get the horror jacket.
It is still a laundry brand.
Yeah.
And then if you zip, you can zip the hood up all the way and its face.
Yes. It's a fabulous hoodie.
It's the best.
It's so cool. I saw that. I was like, you got to get it.
Yes.
So we actually came back and got it near the end of the trip. We didn't want to spend like $150 on like two hoodies on like the second day there. But it was cool. It's really fun to go shopping in Japan. The clerks are really nice, even if most of them did not really speak more than a few words of English. But it wasn't really difficult. And we worked it out fine, even with the whole duty-free thing. The whole duty-free form was in English, and there's a lot of English signage, too.
Yeah, and I think a lot of those people that actually do the duty-free stuff, they know, all right, you're a tourist. Here, we already know how this all works. Here's the English version, here's our version, done.
Of course, you can't have clothes without shoes, right? And unfortunately, it was because it was just so wet. It was so wet, literally everywhere, just like bunches of puddles. Our sneakers didn't really hold up that well.
No, they're very porous, and they really like to get my socks soaking wet.
My Cherry Blossom Nikes they were like, it was just like a wet like rag slapping against my foot.
I might as well have just taken my shoes off and walked in the puddles at that point.
So we stopped by Uniqlo, one of the biggest Japanese clothing retailers, and we picked up some great water resistant shoes. They're like made of like nylon and stuff.
Yeah, the like rubber ends actually go up over the tip of the toes.
It's
and
pretty
all the way
serious.
around, and then it's on with nylon.
There's even a rubber insole too.
Yep.
So it's got like extra drainage and stuff, and they look pretty nice, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool because you've got something for inclement weather, and you don't have to look weird. You know?
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest.
Where do we get shoes?
I don't really want to wear those big old like rain boot things, like those hunter rain. I mean, to each their own. That's not my kind of thing. Pretty good deal. I think they were like $50 each.
Which I mean is typical for a good shoe.
Honestly, I know some of you guys spending all that money on like Nikes and Adidas or whatever. Please, come on.
I mean, we don't get rain here a lot, but these are the best things in the entire world. I just have to say.
I'll take these over a pair of Yeezys any day. I'm just saying.
No rain ever got in these shoes.
None. Fabulous.
Thanks, Uniqlo.
Not sponsored by Uniqlo.
Nope.
No, we spent very good money on this. Of course, Pokemon shopping just happened. We did cover it in pretty much our first Japan series video from this trip. And we got a lot of stuff that time. A lot. I don't know. That was like over $300 of stuff. What a way to spend your first full day in Japan, right?
Yeah.
But of course, we went back to the Pokemon Center a few times.
Saw one.
Basically, yeah. So we went to the Mega Tokyo one over in Ikebukuro. Multiple times, yes. we stopped by the Skytree one too, and we even stopped by the one in Yokohama. There's a lot of stuff. They keep releasing stuff throughout the year, so every like couple of weeks, basically.
I feel like it's every couple of days they have something new.
It could be, honestly. Maybe we were just there at the right time. They had the whole like Vulpix seasons thing.
Yes.
So there was the fall and winter style thing. So we had regular Vulpix and then the Alolan one, which is all like ice and stuff. It was cute, but at the very end of our trip, we got lucky.
Yeah. It was the last full day of our trip.
I believe so. There was Ditto stuff. It was all about Ditto, and
we didn't even know about
fabulous. Yeah, I don't know how we missed it, because they have like calendars in the store to show you when things will be released. So there's a good schedule, but we totally missed it.
Yeah.
And we love Ditto.
Yeah.
Ditto is fabulous, so of course we had to pick up some cool stuff. I think you've worn it in a few of our arcade videos.
I've worn it so many times now.
So some of you guys, very intrepid eyes, have noticed Brittany's awesome Ditto hoodie. There's like a little,
There's
thing.
a little ditto right here on the front.
It's very subtle.
And yeah, that's why I like this jacket a lot, because it's just like gray on the outside and then bam, purple dittos all over the place.
All the style, even on like the little edges
matches,
here.
So it just works.
Of course. It is fabulous. I actually have one too, although I haven't taken it out of the wrap.
You're
I've
too
been
busy with
so
the laundry
busy
one.
with everything else. And, the laundry one. You can't just get a hoodie over there. You gotta get plush. So why not get the biggest plush they had in the store for Ditto?
It is so squish.
He's like those Squishmallow guys.
Yeah.
Those are like really huge here nowadays, but honestly, I mean, Japan has like perfected the mochi style.
Japan had those the first time we went to Japan.
Big kitties. US is so behind on all these things. No offense, America, but seriously, this is like one of the coolest things. And I picked this up at the airport.
Yep.
There's a Pokemon store at Narita Airport, and they had it's like it's much smaller.
Oh, it's really tiny.
It's like kind of like the best of collection of Pokemon stuff, but it's cool because if you have like a last minute gift idea, well, you can get it right before you board the plane, which is what we did because, of course, Shiny Ditto.
Shiny Ditto.
$50?
No, it wasn't that expensive.
Was it? Maybe 45?
Maybe 40.
It wasn't that cheap, but it is amazing, and he will always sit on the back there. Not shopping related, but because of the weather, it was tough to film. One of the casualties in the filming wars was our trip to Cookie Time.
Yep.
Cookie Time is an amazing little cookie spot at just a little bit to the left of the entrance to Takashita Street in Harajuku.
It's just like right to the side.
Mm-hmm. Just like it's easy to miss because it's a few like shops up from like the big Takashita Street sign. Worth it. Oh my gosh, worth it, guys!
Gosh.
It's so good. The cookies, the milkshakes.
See, they have so many different things.
It was all so good. They even had like karaoke.
And they had staff that spoke English. Like they were actually from like America that they live there now and they work at that store.
So don't be worried.
Like, whoa!
No language barrier
English.
there. The girl at the front is like, come on in.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't have an accent. Like, okay. They even had at the time, you could enter in your email and stuff. And you had a chance to win something. You could either get a free cookie. I think you got a free cookie, right?
I got a free cookie.
Free cookie. You could get a free milkshake. Or you could get really lucky like me. And I wish I could have gotten this on film. But, we were pouring wet. And we're like, hey, what are you going to do, right? You can win the Cookie Time mascot plush. It was the big one. They sell it for like $20 or something. But this one's special because I won it.
Yeah.
I won it. Brittany is my witness. I won this guy. He is so cute. They were like so happy for us. Like, what the heck? I cannot believe you got it. But seriously, guys, the food there is so good. Oh my god. We got some like Halloween like milkshakes.
Yeah, we got a Halloween inspired milkshake. Oh my god, it was so good.
I don't even remember what was in there. It's just like whatever they put in there. I love it. I love it, guys. It was so good.
It was so good that we thought about getting like a whole stack of cookies and milk before we left, but it was still pouring rain and we were just so full by that time. It was
It's enough about us. Let's talk about you guys. We asked you guys very recently if you had any questions for us about our Japan trip. And of course, you guys responded in kind with like a ton of questions.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of questions.
So obviously, we cannot answer everything, but at least try to help you guys out and give you the best idea of how our trip went.
Yep. And
also maybe help you guys have an even better Japan trip. Holly Wallace asked, how did you get everything home and what do you do with it all? Thanks, Holly, for that. It's a very popular question.
Yes.
A lot of other people asked it, not just in the community tab, but in various Japan videos. The first time we went, we stuffed our bags as full as possible and we shipped a bunch of stuff back.
Yep.
This time, we planned ahead and we actually brought extra luggage. So, this is a big old like rolling duffel.
Yes.
I don't know how well you can see, but it's pretty big. It's a good size, but it's still well within the restrictions of Japan Airlines. We were very lucky, even with the economy tickets for JAL, they let each person have 2 bags. So
Yay.
2 checked luggage and your carry-on. So I had my camera backpack and all the gear as a carry-on because you are not going to pack camera gear in a checked bag. You will lose it or break it or both. It will be awful.
Both.
Probably both. Those bags go through a lot. But we got two. So we had our regular like roller luggage for clothes and stuff. And then we brought these duffels so we didn't have to spend so much on shipping. And this wasn't enough. We will probably ship more. The next time we go to Japan, we will ship stuff back anywhere.
We regret it. We probably should have shipped stuff. We were at the last minute trying to shove as much stuff in any suitcase as we can.
It's like that whole kind of like cartoon thing where you like jump up and down trying to like pack it into your briefcase.
The last few days, we were like, maybe we shouldn't try winning a lot because we can't fit anymore. And we did anyways.
Yeah. Not trying to brag, guys, but we basically filled our bags before the end of the first week.
Yeah.
Which is really bad because we didn't even go to Disneyland by then. And we still had to go to Everyday UFO and all that stuff. So it worked out. You know, we packed what we could. We did sadly leave a few things at the hotel. And we did give a handful of very large prizes to one of our awesome fans. Thanks again for meeting with us and giving us donuts. You guys are awesome. But yeah, it really helps if you have the capability, bring an extra suitcase or other type of luggage. And just be careful because it depends on the carrier.
Yeah.
You can only speak for Zhao, but Zhao was really cool about it. They had
gave us
no
2.
issues with any of it about the size, even when he was stuffed that it was like bursting at the seams, basically.
Yeah, and they were just like, it's fine still.
They just put it on there. As long as it's within the weight limits, it don't matter.
We did have that one guy was it the customs check?
Oh yeah,
at the beginning?
That was when we first came in.
So the bags are still empty, but they're rollers, so you can't actually stuff them into our suitcases.
No.
So they're literally just empty bags that we're carrying around. And he's like, what are you doing with those? They're empty. We're like,
what is this for?
Yeah, we play the UFO catchers. He's like, okay.
It's like, I see. Yeah. He just laughed and he just waved us through. So yeah, if they question you about that at the customs gate, be honest with them. Yeah. Tell them you watched the Crane Couple. Not promoting, but seriously, you got an addiction.
They won't know who we are, but just say you like the UFO catchers.
Just show them a picture of Brittany and her hair. You know, the guy probably remembers. Seriously, it was totally cool, and it was a really good idea because that saved us hundreds in shipping.
Yeah, definitely. Though if we do go back, we definitely keep these again. But definitely plan ahead to ship stuff.
But it worked out in the end, and hopefully you have that opportunity to safely transport yourself home.
Yeah.
Cheaply.
And I saw a few comments of people asking if we would use like those like space bags. I don't know what else they're called. The vacuum sealed bags. We've thought about that too. I just don't know how we would transport that around.
Yeah, because I think you just get like the bags, right? And then you attach like a vacuum.
And then you have to have a vacuum with you.
But the problem is we don't have a vacuum at the hotel room. So I don't really know if you guys have any ideas on how to deal with that. Or is it just go to like Don Quixote and like buy a cheap little vacuum to hook up to it?
Just leave it in the room.
I mean, honestly, it could be worth it. Thank you for the question, Holly. Oh yeah, there's a second part. What do you do with everything? It's a lot of it is here. A lot of stuff has been given away, even in our giveaways or to friends and family who requested stuff. We try to sell things to help pay for these arcade trips because they're very expensive. Very expensive, but we haven't been able to list anything on eBay in a while. If anyone's interested in purchasing specific items for us, not everything is for sale, unfortunately, but if there's something you're kind of interested in, you can private message us and just give us, an idea of what you want, how much you want to pay for it, and hey, maybe you could write it off as a charitable donation. It's like you're helping support one of your favorite YouTube channels. It's a really expensive trip, man. These duffel bags weren't cheap, man. I paid like $30 at Costco for this, man. June Fang asked a very popular question as well. How much money do you spend in one video? A lot. It's a lot. Any arcade is expensive. Doesn't matter whether it's in the United States or Japan or elsewhere. These games aren't cheap.
Nope.
But in Japan, generally, it's 100 yen per play. Some places are really cool, and they have like 2 plays for 100 yen. And some places have like candy machines, like at Everyday UFO. There's even machines that give you 8 plays?
It's 8 plays for 100 yen or something like that.
You win like chips and other snacks. Like my boat. One of the best deals in Japan. I tell you what, you win so much with that.
Yeah.
100 yen per play, which is kind of like a cost of living equivalent to like $1. But for us, the exchange rate at the time, I think it was like, what, 83 or 84 cents?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. I mean, that's generally...
Still better than round one.
But it is very expensive, and that's why we always appreciate you guys watching our videos, take time to like them, comment them, and share them with your friends, because it helps keep us around.
Yep.
And without your support,
we'd have to stop playing.
That's pretty much it. It will just disappear one day. You won't see any posts. We're just gone. But we're not gonna beg or anything.
No.
But we do want to let you guys know that it's very expensive to make these videos, especially with the length, because we play a lot of stuff. We try to give you a very full experience as opposed to like just one or two machines. We do have videos like that, but even then, like the Lucky Strike,
I was gonna say the Lucky
we
Strike.
put a lot in that. That was like a good $25 or something.
Put a lot of money into that machine.
And it's expensive. So we can't thank you guys enough for supporting us and helping keep this channel running. And hopefully, we end up getting to the point where we can go back again someday and make even crazier stuff that costs even more money.
Oh gosh, no.
Another question was asked by LPS Remix. What is your favorite arcade in Japan? There's a lot of good arcades in Japan. Honestly, there's a lot of good ones, but even after the second trip, gotta say, easily Everyday UFO. Without question, one of the best arcades we've been to anywhere. Honestly, there's so much stuff to play.
Yep.
The pricing is pretty fair. We were just talking about the whole, multiple plays on the, not even just the snack machine, but there was some regular like plush and stuff that was like 2 for 100 yen. Pretty good deal. And the staff is nice. They'll fix up stuff for you. And they're really cool with YouTubers coming through. I mean, it's not just us that films there. There's a lot of Japanese channels that go there to have fun. I remember we saw on the first trip, we saw the Bon Bon TV girls.
Yeah, we actually saw them filming.
They were going for like a little like nail set or something.
Yes,
it was kind of cool. And they had like they had a camera guy and a sound dude.
Yeah, like,
and they
that's
had
hardcore.
They had like the whole works. It was cool to watch them work. There was like a couple fans like, oh my gosh, off on the side. And we do know it's pretty far out from Tokyo.
That's the only thing that I have that's wrong with it, is that it's so far away.
It is very far. And in Japan, where you could throw a rock and hit like 3 arcades with it from your hotel, it's kind of a tough sell. We get that, but seriously, guys, if you have the opportunity, it's totally worth it. Yeah. Visit there. We are not sponsored by them in any way.
No.
We just go there and spend tons of money. Seriously, we between those 2 visits, easily over like $1,000.
Yeah, probably
easily.
Between the 2 of us.
Yeah, between the 2 of us, both Japan trips.
Made there,
so many stuff. It doesn't matter. We had a great time. We regret nothing.
Yeah.
45-minute train ride out there, though.
Yeah, that
is a little...
45-minute train ride, and then you have to take a taxi over there. And then
you're not walking over there.
I just remember the other thing that I don't like about it is that there's no food places around.
Oh, yeah, there isn't anything else around it.
You either need to bring your own snacks, or you can win some snacks. They have ice cream vending machine outside.
They have a regular, kind of small snack vending machine too.
Yeah, like breads and stuff.
Yeah, just really small things. But if you want actual food, you're gonna have to go call a taxi and then take it into the town. I think there's a Coco's or something. A few minutes down the road, but it's not really walkable.
Or just have a big breakfast and then just hardcore UFO catchers all day.
Both times we were there till 9. Yep. We're pretty much getting close to closing.
We were there till open and then there till closing.
Considering that we had to take a 45-minute train ride back, train stations close eventually and all that.
Yes.
I'm going to consider that pretty much from open to close.
Yep.
Great place, though. Amazing place. And if you're out there, thanks. Thanks for hosting us, Naoya-san, Panda-san. Arigatou gozaimasu. Seriously, you guys are fabulous. Artistically, Kaylee asked, is the language barrier really bad?
No.
A lot of people are asking about that kind of thing, and honestly, it's not. As long as you're around Tokyo, the main areas, it's not really bad at all. There's a lot of English signage from the airport to the train stations, and even a lot of shops will have English menus, things like that. Worst comes to worst, use gestures.
Or Google Translate.
Google Translate works too. You've got a lot of options, but honestly, it was not difficult. I know a little bit of Japanese. I took it back in college, but I haven't really used it a lot. So I was able to do some basic communication, which helped, talk with the staff and get some help from them. Just, double check on some things. Brittany, unfortunately, aside from just like really common phrases like "sumimasen," which is probably the most important
It's
phrase.
basically like the only phrase I ever use.
It's probably you could learn that and you will be fine.
Even in Saitama, going to everyday, the taxi, you just say, "We're going to everyday UFO," and be like, "Hi."
Even like the first time, actually, he was an older gentleman, right? And we mentioned it to him, and we had it already open on Google Maps, and we just did the whole like the little UFO catcher thing. He's like, wakarimashita.
I know exactly where we're going.
Just be polite, and just if you do have to try to communicate, just try to keep it simple. Even like the restaurants and stuff, it's not a problem. Even like the little ramen shop in Shinjuku. It's very Japanese, but they did have an English option on the little like ordering machine. So you just, hey, ramen.
Yeah.
Easy.
Like I'm sure a lot of people go to Tokyo because of Disneyland.
Yes.
A lot of it is English speaker friendly too.
Yeah. Pretty much all the signage has it both in Japanese and in English. And if you are studying Japanese, it's not like super fancy like kanji and all that. Usually it'll just be like a mixture of hiragana and katakana. So even if you're in like Japanese 101 in college, you'll probably be able to at least slowly sound it out. Like there's times I'd look at the menus for like, what was it? Like there's that little like chicken pocket card at DisneySea during the first trip.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that's chicken and cheese. Because it was in katakana. So it's like chicken to cheese. And I was like, I wouldn't worry about it, guys. At least in Tokyo, again, we can't speak to areas outside, but Tokyo is very, very tourist friendly. For the most part, as long as you're in like the main like touristy spots, it's pretty easy.
And I mean, like again, if you have any problems, the Google Translate app actually has it where you can just show the camera to like the Japanese, and it'll actually try to translate it right then and there for you.
Oh yeah, it works great.
Oh yeah,
it might look a little funny, but at least you get
like
an idea
words,
of what it means. So don't worry about it.
Yeah,
go out there and have some fun. Sarah Aldrich, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Sarah. Hi, Sarah, by the way. What was your favorite plush prize from Japan? Well, we did win a lot of stuff. It's kind of hard to pick.
It is.
There's a lot of cool like Pokemon stuff we got. Like you like got a bunch of Pikachu stuff from that one Sega World, I think. But I'm gonna cheat a little bit. It's not actually plush, but it is a prize.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Yeah, it totally does. I think Sarah will forgive me. The toilet paper. The toilet paper we won on the live stream.
Wow.
Oh, it's amazing. Like so we've even packed it back up.
Yes,
it's seen better days. It's a little crunchy. It's still one of the coolest prizes because we won it for you guys live.
Yeah,
it was
true.
so much fun.
Mine's a toss-up because I really, really like that Puppa donut that I won towards the end of our trip on the little pole.
It's a lot of work, though.
It took a lot of work, but I got it.
It's really cute, too.
But, as you can see, right here,
chip.
That chip that I won at Tokyo Disneyland.
Those games are tough.
They were really tough.
Games are tough, guys.
I was really excited that I actually got it.
Oh my god!
So I think that's.
I was so proud of you. I couldn't even get close. I don't know how you did it, Brittany. I
don't even know. I was like,
I was like, whoa. It goes right in. Boom. Yeah. It's nice. It is a really nice plush. Honestly.
It's big.
It's big and it's like heavy.
Yeah.
It's dense. Like they filled it with some like good stuffing.
Yeah. Well, it's Disney. I hope so.
It is very well made. Very well deserved reward.
Thanks.
Very nice work, Brittany. I believe it's Rachel6501 asked, the world is kind of a mess nowadays. Did you feel safe traveling to or walking around Japan? Well, Rachel, that's a good question. And I can honestly say, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It felt great. I've
gotten that question a lot, just like from friends and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to be like, gender bias or anything, but especially for women, it can be like sketch in some places anywhere in the world, but honestly it felt totally safe.
Oh yeah. I feel like Japan's probably one of the safest places in the entire world, honestly.
And we were staying in Shinjuku, which is
it's the red light district.
The red light district doesn't have a really good reputation. There's bars and clubs, things like that, and it can get kind of sketchy looking, but honestly, especially for us because we're just a couple, they're not really interested in people like us. Now, if you're like a guy, like one guy walking around on your own, or like just a group of just dudes, just being bros or whatever, then maybe
Like,
you might get some attention.
Hey, come in our bar and spend a lot of money.
Basically, them just trying to trick you to go in there, so you end up spending like $100, $200 on some like bad drinks or something. But it was really nice. We have some pretty nice camera gear. We have a lot of gear. It's in a big old backpack, and I didn't feel weird about it at all. Like putting like my backpack on like a table or something, and then going to the bathroom or something.
Well,
it's
especially
not a big deal.
Purse-wise, like I know, especially like in big crowded areas, just even in America in general, I will like hold on to my purse, like make sure that the little lock is on there.
You never know.
And just like make sure nobody tries to grab it or try to like grab something inside. Japan, I feel like I could sit in my purse down next to me and not even have the strap on me or anything, and nobody's gonna touch it.
Everyone just kind of doing their own thing. So it's like, there you go.
Yeah, even in the red light district, like we've gotten, was that one guy was all like, "Hey guys," or something. He said something in English, and we just totally ignore him. And done. They're good.
It was so funny. It was like in the rain or whatever in the evening, and he's like, "Hey guys, nice couple," or something like. Thanks.
Like
we just kept walking.
Just kept walking, but they don't bother you. Like a lot of places in like America, they'd be kind of like egg you on, like, "Come on, why aren't you talking? Come on."
A little more aggressive. As long as you don't go looking for trouble and trying to start trouble, you probably won't get into any trouble. That's our experience. Hopefully, that's the same for you and anyone else who's visiting. The Tanner Channer asked, "Hey guys, love your videos. The question is, while in Japan, did you see many ticket arcades? I know you guys love the claws, so do I. Just wondering." Good question, Tanner. There are actually. There's no such thing as like a ticket redemption game over there. There's plenty of crane games, crane machines, all sorts of whether it's a 2-prong UFO catcher or 3 or even like weird like 5-prong like mega claw that's totally not rigged, right? But lots of claw machines. There's pushers. There's even the metal games, which comprise of either like coin pushers with like crazy looking stuff or some other like kind of roulette luck-based kind of games, but you don't win any prizes off of them. It's just the thrill of winning. I don't know. I think there might be like a law or regulation
that's what I'm thinking.
that doesn't like allow giving out tickets that can be exchanged for stuff. We've heard rumors about some places kind of like secret stuff. We don't know anything about that. Don't really care. We like the crane machines. We do like ticket games too, but there's nothing like that over there. Yeah. Though there are the usually quite rigged games where like it's like a lucky fortune where you have to hope to like get the right paper with the winning slip, things like that. But again, not really that similar to like say like
saving up tickets.
There's no like monster drop or tower of tickets or things like pop the lock and fishbowl frenzy and things like that. But it's okay. There's plenty to play even without the ticket games there.
Yep.
Kevlin asked, "How can you enjoy traveling to Japan without knowing in Japanese? If we're to go to Tokyo Disneyland Resort, which park would you suggest to go? Thank you." Good question, Kev. We already took care of the Japanese thing.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about it, especially at Tokyo Disney Resort. And as for which park to go to, I would say DisneySea.
Yep. See.
I think Disneyland was great. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
The Monsters, Inc. ride is so cool.
And the Winnie the Pooh ride.
Winnie the Pooh was nuts.
Yes.
And you'd have a really good time at both, but I feel like DisneySea has more unique stuff.
If you had to pick one to go to, definitely DisneySea.
Of course, you got time and the money. Go to both.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I would say DisneySea wins, hands down for me.
They don't have park hoppers, so it'd have to be one day here, one day there.
That's a good point. Yeah. You wouldn't have enough time anyway to go in between both.
Oh, no, there's way too much stuff to do in both parks.
Impossible. You're going to go there way before opening. You'll line up. You will run in because you already pre-bought your ticket. You are going to get your fast pass for whatever like big ride, and then you will wait like 2-3 hours for the other big ride that you couldn't get a fast pass for.
First trip, we went to Tokyo DisneySea, and we spent the entire day. We were actually in line to go in Disney as soon as it opened, and we still couldn't get through the entire park.
And that was when the weather was bad, so they had some of the rides closed too.
It was raining, and there was still plenty of people there.
It was crowded.
Plus, DisneySea has gelatoni, and gelatoni is great.
It's true. If anyone's going to DisneySea and wants to pick up some gelatoni stuff for Brittany,
I'm not going to say no to gelatoni stuff. I'm just saying.
No, you don't have to do that. But if you wanted to, Andrea Toledo asks, "What's one thing you guys regret not doing? Or what things would you change for a future trip?" Thank you for that question, Andrea, and hopefully you're doing well. Always good to see your name in the comment section.
Yep.
There's probably more than just one thing that we regret, and it's mainly it's weather related, just because we got rained out for so many days, so we basically had to stay indoors. We would have loved to be able to show you guys more of like the parks there. You know, we did get to go to Shinjuku Gyoen, it was like super close to where our hotel is. And it was like during the one day where it didn't rain the entire day.
Yeah.
I think it didn't rain during like the first like 4 or 5 hours of the day. And it was really pretty. It's a giant park.
It's so
and
pretty.
It's beautiful flowers in the like greenhouse area. You know, there's like a lot of places like that we would have loved to have shown you guys, and we couldn't because the weather just didn't permit. Even then, like we took a little bit there, but we couldn't show anything because it was so cloudy. You know, it just messes up the colors, everything, and it's just like well, we had to get going before it starts raining on us, so we just had to rush out.
And then we planned to do something later in that day too, so it's kind of like, take all the photos you want, and we gotta go before it starts raining.
There's never enough time. Even 2 weeks there, it's not enough time.
So much to do.
But anything for you, Brittany?
One thing I know is we go to Everyday UFO, but we go to it like later in the trip.
Yeah.
So
it's always like way in.
We're already like got a bunch of Pokemon Center stuff. We've already won some stuff at other places, and then we go to Everyday UFO and we're like, we don't really have much space.
Yeah, it was especially bad this time.
Yes.
Last time, it was so bad last time. We had like 3 giant bags of stuff by the time we left. But this time we were pretty much at max capacity. Yeah. And it sucks because they have so many things to play for. And it really limits you because, you know, you don't want it to go to waste.
Yep.
Even if it's like, it's just like cheap snacks or cookies. But still, it sucks to win stuff and then just have to throw it away or leave it behind. It feels so wasteful.
Especially when we won snacks. It was like, by that time we won the snacks and it was like we only had a couple more days left. So we couldn't really snack on that.
No.
A lot. So a lot of those kind of snacks we end up throwing out. We tried to fix it this time we went around. But the first trip, we went to Everyday UFO, and then the next trip, we went to Disneyland.
Yes.
And this trip, we went to Everyday UFO, and we skipped a day, and then we went to Disneyland. But I think we still need a little extra time. A lot of standing at Everyday, and then a lot of walking at Disneyland.
It hurt.
Just wrecks your body.
And also, we had already been there for a week.
Yeah.
So, aside from that, I think it's just kind of a lack of time, too. Mm-hmm. Like, I wish we could have had more time for Yokohama.
Yeah.
Because Yokohama has a lot of cool stuff. We wanted to be able to vlog around there, show you some shopping. And, you know, Cosmo World had a lot of stuff.
Had a lot.
We fit a lot into that video. There's so much there. And then also there's the Cup Noodle Museum, which is great, too. But we fit all that in. And then on the way back, we still stopped by Kawasaki so we could go to Natano Warehouse. Can you believe that we fit all that into one day?
Yeah. And it sucks, though, because like we bought some stuff at the Pokemon Center, and then we won a bunch of Cosmo World, and then we still had to carry all that stuff over to the warehouse, and so we didn't have a lot of space either.
And then we still won a lot of stuff there, too.
It was like,
we'll just play a little bit. No problem, right?
No problem.
No, there's no space. And it's just take a bag.
Yeah.
Oh, let's just win the giant thing of like pizza chips.
Oh
No big deal. Yeah. Lack of space. We touched on it. To probably ship some stuff back right away and space some things out so we don't end up with like completely busted feet. Eve Chen 77 asked, "Can you share the hotels you stayed in while in Tokyo? Did you stay in the Sunshine City Prince Hotel?" Thanks for the question, Eve. We did not stay at the Prince. It sounds fancy. Especially at Sunshine City. I mean, that sounds expensive, right? Is that like built into the mall or something?
Oh, that would be cool.
That would be fancy. Oh, you can go to all the Pokemon Center all the
time.
There is a cat down here meowing at me.
AJ, come here.
We got a guest here. It was AJ, the furball of doom.
She's just
just fluff. She's just blip. Just completely blip. But yes, we stayed at Hotel Gracery the first trip in like spring 2017, which is a really nice hotel. It's the Godzilla Hotel. It's got the big old Godzilla statue thing on the top, and it roars and breathes fire at certain intervals. It's a really nice location, actually. What? Well, okay, it's not fire.
No.
It's like the atomic breath, but it is a really nice hotel. Gracery is like really nice location. Yeah. It's like really, it's a little bit of a walk from Shinjuku train station, but it's not that bad. And it's really easy to find because you just look for the giant Godzilla head on the roof.
Straight down one road and you can just see it from there.
Plus they have a Krispy Kreme on the bottom floor. Yeah. And they have some other nice restaurants too. We ate at that Italian place.
Oh, that Italian place.
Italian pizza from a Japanese restaurant. It was surprisingly
And
good.
pasta.
Oh my god, the pasta. A little expensive. Oh, it was so worth it.
Oh, yes.
It was really fancy in there, like the lighting and the mood. But it is a nice hotel. My issue was that the Wi-Fi was awful.
It was, yeah,
The
we have
Wi-Fi
to use our
was
portable
not
Wi-Fi
up to
through
par
the
at
entire
all.
thing.
It was just bad. The second trip, our most recent trip in October, we stayed at Citadines.
Yep.
Central Shinjuku. There's two of them in Shinjuku, but this one is like a few streets down from Gray Street, basically. It's not as fancy, but the big thing is that the room is much larger.
Yes.
Much larger, much more well laid out. Because Gray Street had like a really big bathroom area, but the actual living space was like tiny. In contrast, Citadines, really nice bathroom anyway. It didn't have the fancy like crazy tub or whatever, but it was a good bathroom. They had plenty of space. Plenty of space.
You can actually walk around,
which is good because 2 weeks you build up a lot more prizes. And your haul's a little larger over 2 weeks as opposed to one. But Citadines was nice too, and the staff was good. The staff was like perfect, and
both had English-speaking staff.
Lots of English-speaking staff. No problems dealing with them. If you need anything, they can help you out there. And Citadines had a pretty good breakfast buffet.
Oh, I forgot about the buffet.
Almost forgot about that. Yeah, it's not that cheap. I think it was like maybe like 16 per person.
I was gonna say about 15, 16.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but it includes like drinks. There's like juices and coffee,
juice and eggs, and
just egg, sausage, bacon. Oh yeah, curry.
Toast.
There's curry and rice.
Yeah, there was curry, curry and rice.
Thanks, Kat. Seriously, but it was pretty good. So that's a nice bonus there as well. But honestly, there's a lot of good places to stay. It just kind of depends on what you want to do. For us, we like to stay in Shinjuku because it's pretty easy to get in and out of location.
Yep.
A lot of train stations, a lot of train lines connect there. Really easy to get to like places like Ikebukuro, and you can take the what's the name of that line? The KO line, I think. The KO line that takes you across to like Tokyo Central and Akihabara, those kind of areas. Honestly, you can't really go wrong. Just make sure you have enough space for all your stuff.
Yeah, and
seriously.
Again, it's red light district, but
it's
not really.
You look at the location for Citadine Central, and it seems like it's like kind of sketch, but we didn't have any issues at all.
No, they were chill.
It was easy.
Plus, we walked down the street. There's a Mr. Donut.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was really good, actually.
And then across the street, there was...
There was a Baskin
Robbins.
There was a Baskin Robbins, which is...
Asian Baskin Robbins.
Not anything like our Baskin Robbins. It is a lot nicer. Very fancy sundaes coming out of there. Yeah, good question. Hopefully that helps you pick a hotel for your future trip.
Yeah.
Andrew Barton asks, what do you miss most about home when you're away? If there was one thing, maybe like cuisine, store, etc., that you could transplant directly to the US from Japan so you could have it daily, what would it be? That's a really good question.
Yeah.
There's a lot. One thing that's really lacking in Japan is Mexican food. I'm San Diegan, born and raised. We're all about Mexican food. There's one taco shop.
One taco shop in Shinjuku. We haven't tried yet.
We wanted to, but we never got the chance.
No.
Kind of sketch. I'm not sure. It was a little expensive per taco too. I'm used to like tacos al gordo and stuff. A little pricier there. I don't know how their carne asada is going to taste.
It might be different.
It's all about the carne asada. I mean, even the cows are different. In the U.S., cows are like pumped full of like stuff. I don't know. Maybe we should go open a taco shop.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know anything about making tacos.
There was that one in Harajuku.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. We almost forgot. I cannot remember the name. There is a tiny little shop off, just branched right off of Takashita Street in Harajuku. God, I cannot remember the name, but it was so good.
It was really good.
It was so good. The owner is super nice. I don't know if you're ever going to see this dude, but thank you for being so kind and generous and hospitable to us. It was really nice. It was such a great meal to have.
The funny thing was that we just saw a sign on the side of the street that was it was talking about custom mugs and stuff like that. Yeah. Handmade mugs. We're like, oh, let's go look over there.
It was a little expensive.
So I looked over, and then we just looked to the side. I was like, wait, is that a Mexican shop?
Yes, it is. Huh. And go up there and there's a menu. Oh, I recognize these foods. It was really good though. So if you are ever in Harajuku and you have a Mexican hankering, go get it right there.
Yeah.
What we would transport from Japan to US so you could have it daily, like a shop or something like
The
that.
ramen shop in Shinjuku.
The ramen shop in what is the name of that shop? It's a tonkotsu ramen shop, and it's it's kind of in the back end of Shinjuku. Brittany's very intrepid, and she wrote it down somewhere on her phone.
Yep.
It's called Tonchin.
Tonchin Shinjuku.
Tonchin in Shinjuku. Amazing tonkotsu ramen. It's one of those shops where you order what you want from the little machine, and it gives you a ticket. And then you just give the ticket to the person at the counter, and they will start preparing your stuff.
Yep.
And if there's a seat open, you take your seat. There's already water and all that stuff. There's utensils. It's great. It's honestly, it's so cheap. It's like maybe like $5 or something for like a delicious, absolutely fabulous bowl of tonkotsu ramen.
So good.
And if you've never had tonkotsu ramen, you need to try it. Because it blows most other ramen away, in my opinion.
Don't try any other ramen. You go to that specific ramen shop and you have that ramen.
Yeah, a lot of people like to talk about.
That was the first time that I had that tonkatsu ramen.
Yeah, it's really it's just that good. I know a lot of people like to talk about Ichiran and all that stuff. That's the place with like the little booths. Whatever. I mean, I'm sure it's good and all, but this place is great.
Yes.
And the staff is like super cool, and it's one of those places. It's really small, and
it's
you just
like
the big open kitchen.
It's like 3 booths, and then it's just like a little, like not necessarily a bar, but like bar seating.
Yeah, it's like all like along the long counter and like 2 tables. There's like 2 booths, so if you have a bigger group, that's your only option. And then it's like three cooks, and then the lady, and they just work their magic.
Yeah.
Everything
if you follow our Instagram, you've seen that ramen and our pictures when we were actually in Japan. And if you haven't, you should go on our Instagram and go back to October and look at that ramen.
Oh, right now. If you are going to Japan, go there. Tonchin. Shinjuku.
I have directions if you need it.
Not sponsored by Tonchin. I don't even know Tonchin.
They need a franchise and come over here.
I would invest in that.
Yep.
I like that. We would put all these San Diego ramen places to shame.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, not even. There's good ramen places in San Diego, but Helida Sanchez asked, "Are you not allowed to film in some places? Because I noticed in some videos you were hiding the camera." That's a good question, Helida. Thanks for asking. The thing is, Japan is an interesting place.
Yes.
They're very picky about like personal space and privacy, and that's why we are kind of picky about like when we vlog and things like that. We're even more conscious about having like random people show up in the background because they're pretty picky about that.
Yeah, they like their privacy.
They really do. And so you could see sometimes we just kind of like hold the camera right here because there's a lot of places where there's not like an overt rule where there's like, oh, no filming. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's kind of like you don't want to step on too many toes either. And so there's some places where we actually managed to get an employee where you chat with them a little bit and they're like, okay, totally okay.
Yeah.
And there's some places like Everyday UFO who are like, oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Just don't film the employees, you know? And it's just, for us, it's just trying to keep, you got to keep things kind of low key. Mm-hmm. As to respect other people's personal space and also like the wishes of the establishment too.
Yeah.
We didn't really have anywhere where they're like, no, like even with the mystery box place where they're kind of picky about that stuff. The lady at the counter, she's like, yeah, that's fine.
She's like, whatever.
She's happy. Like, you guys spent $100 on this box? Feel free, please. Yeah, she was totally cool with it. And a lot of places are pretty cool too. It's just you have to kind of pick and choose. Just don't be like crazy and loud and roll on the floor.
Don't need to scream.
Don't hit the machines. Just as long as you're not disrespecting the employees, the machines, the establishment, and you're not disrupting other patrons' experience, generally you're okay with the camera in Japan.
Just be respectful.
There are some places though, like some of the shops in Sunshine City Mall, they actually had like no photos or videos explicit, and I think part of it is that competition in the fashion industry there is extreme. You'll see a lot of those signs in Harajuku because they are just trying to pump out stuff to try to become the next big hit with all the youngsters who love them some fashion. You know, they want to be on the wave of that next trend, and they don't want competitors coming in trying to, steal the thunder and the profits, So again, as long as you're polite and respectful about your presence wherever you are, you're generally okay. Well, sadly, that's about it. All the time we have for this little Japan Q&A tips, tricks video for you guys. We wish we could answer more, but there's just not enough time. This is already a pretty long video as is,
Yep.
I think. Yeah. But hopefully it answered a lot of questions that you might have. And if you have more questions, you can ask them below. If we have some time, hopefully we can answer them. Or hopefully one of our amazing fans can help find an answer for you as well. You guys are really awesome. Thank you guys so much for helping each other out. And huge thanks to you guys for watching and supporting our latest Japan series. It was not cheap. It was not easy to put together, but it was a lot of fun. And we're glad you guys had fun too. If you haven't watched all of it yet, we got a playlist. We'll have the link down in the video description and also be at the end card at the end of this.
Yep.
Or you just go to our channel, click on playlist. You'll see it there. Crane Couple in Japan Part 2. There's so many videos there. Cover all sorts of stuff. You can have a good time with it.
I miss it.
Hopefully we can go back someday. We don't have the time or the money.
Not right now.
We are not rich. We don't have that kind of money. That is a lot.
I mean, if anyone wants to give us like $1 million so we can go back.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's going to happen. Right? Well, if anyone out there wants to sponsor a trip for us, well, ring us up. I'm just saying, you hit us up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Work out something. But yeah, seriously.
But
thank you guys so much for watching and supporting our latest Japan series. And for watching this video, hopefully it answers the questions that you may have had burning in the back of your mind. We are the Crane Couple. Don't forget to like, again, comment if you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions too, comment about that too. Subscribe if you haven't. We got lots of great Japan videos. We have 2 Japan series. There's so many videos there.
1 year.
In 1 year. It can't even... I can't fathom it. I don't think we could ever do that again. 2 times in 1 year is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's too much. That's too much money, too.
That's a lot of money.
It was a lot of fun, though. Memories that you'll never forget, right?
Oh, no, definitely not.
Absolutely the best. Anyway, see you next time.
Bye.